took field, and they are set to match up with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt.
And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Mahomes to throw on second down. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Derek Johnson, there in coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved. Able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Carr to throw on second down. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
First down, the run with Lynch. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now they'll throw with Carr. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Justin Houston in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Carr. And this is caught. It's Cooper. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. They'll run for it with Lynch. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Marshawn Lynch, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission. That's their challenge. And you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know at the beginning of the season you have multiple goals. They just have one now. Win the game.
Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Mahomes now to throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. That's taken it around the 40. It's a 39-yard punt, and good coverage means a loss on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Update now from a game going on in Pittsburgh. And the Bengals out to the early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Carr now on 1st down. And this is a rocket pulled in by Cooper, complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this is taken in at the 5. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there. Carr to Cooper. 47 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Here's Carr to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And he knocks it through. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into that script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. And he goes out right around the 39. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football. Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City 1st.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. On the tackle that time, Bruce Irvin.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Everyone's got 4 down. Hunt, hunt, hunt. Check 31, check 31. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Hey, 17 George. Watch 17.
Mahomes now on 1st down. From left side, taken in by Hill. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A first trip to the red zone for KC. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
Left, 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 left.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. This will be caught at about the 6. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Keep 15, keep 15. Left, 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 left.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run with Hunt, and this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle. Mahomes going to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. And it's up and good. Butker now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Go, go. Get set, get set.
They'll start on the ground with Lynch. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Escaping the pressure late. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Justin Houston in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. Around the NFL, they're in the second quarter at Lambeau. Early lead in that one for the Packers. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green, Hunt.
Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. The counter's got it over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey. 4 down.
A toss play to Hunt. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Kansas City touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 1:57 to go in this first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. Carl come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Shotgun now for Carr. And this is Cook with the grab. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. The Raiders try to move quickly, try to get everybody back to the line.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Dee Ford in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. He's going to air one out. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Martavis Bryant with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the chief linemen might have moved. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Mahomes. That one is caught by Hunt. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a solid pickup of 11, and it's second down. Mahomes used to moving quickly in college, trying to get his guys to the line. Mahomes to throw on second down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On first down, Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there yet again. What else is new as he continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Now here's Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Being chased out left. And he slides to avoid the hit. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Carr to throw on second down. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Raiders on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Now Carr. He completes it to Bryant. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Carr now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And some room to maneuver. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. In for the score. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 38. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Now Carr throwing on second down. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
The Raiders on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with him.
And now here comes Kansas City. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And give him a gain of 37.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, That'll drive a team towards a victory.
Four down, check, four down.
Mahomes now on first down. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Tahir Whitehead. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Hitting out a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, you got three, three down.
They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 19 and a first down.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Carr. And with a catch right side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That'll put him at 96 yards receiving now for the game, and he's got a first down as well. Carr now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Back to the ground, Lynch busting free. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now a play fake here on first down. And this is caught by Cooper for a Raider touchdown. Make it 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Kelsey, the intended receiver there. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the drive with Lynch. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Lynch. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
They'll run it now out of the gun. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 3 yards there, as that'll take us to 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Oakland. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. A very solid gain of 27. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Derek Johnson. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. We're back now in KC. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And before this... Second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. First carry for Doug Martin, the 2-time Pro Bowler in Tampa. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. First down, here's the run with Martin. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On second down, Martin. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Chris Jones on the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They run it again with Martin. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
Trying to pound it in with more Washington. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. And I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
This offense bent the defense in their long drive downfield, but once they got within sight of the goal line, the defense went to don't break mode and is stiffened.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And now here comes Kansas City. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Hey, 4 down.
They run again with Hunt. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Mahomes going to throw. And able to find Conley. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A very solid gain of 27. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Now a desperation throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Rashaan Melvin. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. Not that time for Watkins. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
tight, guys, double tight. No. 3 down. Go!
And they take a knee. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Raiders, a final win here means they'll finish at 14-2. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they wanted desperately to finish at 500, but that won't happen, as it'll be a 7-9 season in the end. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.